Okay, so we're starting now the analysis in the case of deterministic durations. Okay, so the durations are given, they are sure, so there's no doubt about it, there's no uncertainty. Now we can do the following. We can analyze the project, meaning that we can tell what are the paths, what's the longest path, so this will be the critical path. We can tell what the project duration, which activities are critical, which ones cannot then be delayed without delaying the whole project. Okay, this is the kind of analysis that you are able now to do. You see, P&D is very basic. It's very important to do your scheduling and to analyze your project. So this example is from the previous examples again, and we are asked first to find the length of each path. And to find the length of each path, first let's identify the path. Remember, what's the definition of a path? It's a sequence of activities that start at the starting node and ends at the ending node. So we have a virtual starting node, so I will start always here, and I have one ending node, so I will always end up here. Now, to be able not to miss any path, because it's very important not to miss any path, okay, because otherwise your analysis will not be complete and maybe sometimes completely different. It's better to scan your project in a systematic manner. What I mean by this is that either go from top to bottom or bottom to top. Okay, don't go randomly because you may miss some path. So I will go from top to bottom. How do I do it? So I start with the starting node. I go first node A, then I go up E, then G. So here we go. This is my path. So my first path is SAEG. My second path, why don't you try to do it yourself? So it is SADEG. Very simple. Here we go. Sorry, I said E, it's F. Then the last one, S, B, C, and G. And here we go. I listed here. Okay, so these are the paths. You can see on the P&D that everything has been now highlighted, so I did not miss anything. Let me just clean it up so that we can proceed in the next step without you being confused with these red lines. All right. So now we need to find the length. How can I find the length? Remember also in the previous slide we said that the duration of a path is the sum of the durations of the activities. I don't have the durations of the activities, so I have to give it to you. So let me give it to you now. Here we go. I'm showing you here under the each node the duration of these activities. So the duration of the first path, SAEG, the duration is 0 plus 8 plus 11 plus 1. So that makes 20. 11 plus 8, 19 plus 1, 20. Here we go. Now, second one, we have again 0, 8 plus 6, 14 plus 3, 17 plus 1, 18. So here, what do you notice? That yes, G has been counted in the first one, but that does not mean that I don't count it in the second one. It is part of the second path also, so you have to count it. Then the last one, SBCG, that's very simple. It's 0 plus 4 plus 9, 13, and plus 1, 14. And here we go. Now we have the duration of every path. Now, second question, what's the critical path? So we did that. Now, what's the critical path? By definition, the critical path is the path with the longest duration. So we can see here that SAEG has a duration of 20, which is longer than the others. So this is my critical path. The expected duration or length of the project. Also, we have discussed that the project duration will be nothing but the duration of your critical path. So that's it. It's 20. The amount of slack time for every path. From the previous slide, we defined the slack of a path to be equal to the critical path duration minus the duration of that path. So let's find the slack time. Of course, for the critical path, it's 0 because it is the critical path after all. Then second one, it's 20 minus 18, so 2 weeks. And for the third path, it's 6 weeks. What's important about slack, it's a free time. So it gives us some flexibility, all right, to maybe moving some resources, being able to delay some some activities. We're going to discuss that more when we talk about the activity slack itself rather than the path slack.